I am here today to address the widespread misconceptions in science that are often confused for facts, but are, in reality, heavily based on circular reasoning. Think of modern science as a game of a snake on an old Nokia phone. Every time the model hits a wall, instead of starting over, they simply forge a path through the maze, layering confusion on top of confusion. And that is exactly why we are here. Today, we aren't just reading the textbook, we are putting every scientific model under the microscope. We are unraveling the topics that are often overlooked or simplified in standard curricula. From the hidden structure of the electron to the true nature of light and the foundational behavior of atoms, these aren't just dots on a page, they are the building blocks of everything. What you are about to see will provide a new perspective on our understanding of the universe. No more filters. No more simplified explanations. Let's get started. The universe is a masterpiece, but we've been looking at a low-resolution thumbnail. We are here to scrutinize the very constituents of matter, electrons and atoms. We are peeling back the layers of a simplified science to reveal a reality that challenges current academic frameworks. If you've ever felt like the pieces of the puzzle didn't quite fit, you were right. Today, we put the pieces together. Without further ado, let's dive in. Why does the education system protect models they know are incomplete? Because the truth is disruptive to the status quo. We are going to scrutinize the big three: matter, light, and the subatomic world. We are moving past the billiard ball atoms and the particles myths. This isn't just a lesson, it's an unraveling of the universe as you know it. Once you see the real structure of an atom, you cannot go back to the simplified version. Let's get to work. First off, did you know that electrons, photons, and atoms are not actually particles as science textbooks portray them? They are wave substances that are filled with space entirely. We deserve a precise understanding of reality, not simplified, irrelevant billiard baller models that haven't been accurate for a century. I admit, some of the concepts here will be difficult to accept initially, but that is simply what reality is. The moment you see them, you cannot unsee them. Think of the broken compass analogy. Imagine trying to find north with a broken compass. Every time you don't find the landmark you expected, you blame the map or the terrain. You will walk in circles forever, not because your legs don't work, but because you never stopped to ask if the compass was pointing the wrong way to begin with. Modern science is doing the math perfectly, but they're doing it on a broken compass. The problem isn't the data, it's the filter. Science today performs imperfect experiments, but they perform them inside a box of preset assumptions. If a result doesn't fit in the box, it is often discarded as noise or error. They are so busy defending the walls of the box that they've forgotten to ask, who built the box, and what if it's in the wrong place? Science is like a massive skyscraper. When a new floor doesn't level out, they don't check the foundation, they just add more of the dark matter or the theoretical shims to make it look straight. We are building higher and higher on a foundation of assumptions that was poured 100 years ago and never double-checked. Here is the kicker: modern science is brilliant at doing the math, but terrible at questioning the logic. They run perfect experiments based on flawed assumptions. When the experiment fails, they don't discard the assumption, they bury the result. They have mastered the art of answering the wrong questions with perfect accuracy. The double-slit experiment, a mechanical analysis. Look at the double-slit experiment, the phenomenon often cited as the holy grail of quantum weirdness. Standard models claim the electron decides its state based on measurement, but if we accept that the electron is a wave substance existing in a medium, the paradox disappears into simple fluid dynamics. The geometry of the slit first, we must acknowledge a critical physical reality: a wave passing through even a single slit produces an interference pattern. In a single slit scenario, the wave substance diffracts at the edges, creating a central peak of high intensity flanked by lower intensity fringes. While this interference is less complex than the double-slit version, often manifesting as blurred or double lines on the screen, the principle is identical. The wave does not require two slits to interfere with itself, it only needs a physical boundary to diffract and redistribute its energy. The interference pattern when we open the second slit, we aren't changing the nature of the electron. We are simply providing a second point of diffraction. These two emerging wave fronts overlap and interact, creating the classic high-intensity interference pattern on the back wall. This isn't a mystery of probability, it is the mechanical result of two fluid disturbances interacting in a shared medium. The observation of physical interference. The most misunderstood part of this experiment is the observer effect. Standard theory tells you that observing an electron changes its behavior like magic. But let's use some common sense. How does a detector work? It is an electromagnetic appliance. When you turn it on, you aren't passively watching the electron, you are flooding the medium with a new, powerful electromagnetic field. Imagine trying to study a calm ripple in a pond by throwing a heavy stone into the water right next to it. The stone's splash of the detector's field cancels out the original, delicate ripple of the electron wave. The interference pattern disappears not because of human consciousness, but because you introduced a massive field disturbance that wrecked the wave's natural geometry. You didn't force a wave to become a particle, you simply broke the wave's coherence, causing it to collapse into a localized packet of energy at a single point of impact. The logical inference, even though the experiment is 100% accurate, the standard inference is flawed. It is not nature responding to our minds, it is the medium responding to the energy of the detector. We have been looking at disturbed fluid dynamics on a subatomic scale, forced into a particle narrative by a fixed mindset. Once we recognize the medium, the magic of the double slit is replaced by the reality of mechanical interference. This concept is difficult to integrate when one has a fixed mindset regarding current assumptions. It isn't nature responding to observation, but rather a logical result of a flawed inference. Even though the experiment is 100% accurate, it is simply showing reality. It is like someone in a tropical region making an assumption about a person living in the polar regions by saying they are dancing naturally, without acknowledging the extreme cold of the environment. Now, let us move forward and apply this logic to the very foundation of time and light.